Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Lucky Money. I hope you're all doing well, and welcome back to another video, my first video of 2026. Only 22 days after the new year started. I'm just going to ignore that little fact. I'm going to slip it under the rug, try not to think about it too much. But I hope all of you had a really good holiday season. I hope the new year has started off well for all of you. I know it's been going pretty good for me. I did some traveling with my family around Christmas, which is nice. I got to spend a lot of time with my family and friends. Overall, it was just a really kind of relaxing start to the new year, and I've kind of settled back at my apartment, and I'm starting to get back into the flow of work and this and that, and figured I'd do not necessarily an update video, but a small little video just to kind of put out there while I start working on videos again, start getting the content train flowing, as you could say. And one of the main things I wanted to talk about today is it's been about 2 years since I really started making videos on this channel. Now, if you were to search like what my oldest videos on this channel are, you're gonna see a couple videos that came out 3 years ago, going on to 4. In a few months, it'll be 4 years ago, which is weird. You know, technically, I've had this channel for almost 4 years now, which doesn't feel it doesn't feel like I've had it for 4 years. I'll say that. But really, I've been making content for 2 years, and those first few videos were kind of me just experimenting and being like, maybe maybe I'll make TF2 videos. I'm gonna make some TF2 videos. And then I spent like, it used to take me, right, and I'm gonna get into this in a minute, but it used to take me like an entire month just to make a video, and now I can like make them pretty quickly. Now, one thing I really wanted to talk about, because I want to reflect a little bit on this channel's history, and I've only really made about almost 70. I think I'm at like 68 something videos, and I've amassed like gosh, we surpassed 200 subs, which is kind of weird. It's kind of weird to me, you know. It's a benchmark where it's like you don't really expect. I don't know. You know, I won't get into it. Be like, I never thought I'd make it this far, because you know, in this day and age, 200 subscribers is something that a lot of people do with ease, but very specifically, you know, it still is just kind of weird to me. I still remember one of my videos, my first video to pass 1,000 views. I remember I got like 60 subs, and I remember that was insane to me at the time. I remember because I had class that day at college, and I remember we had to like sit through a lecture, and I spent the whole lecture just watching my sub count like go from like I think 20 to like 80. It was a whole thing. But either way, you know, my channel's grown. I mean, at least for my expectations, it's grown quite a bit these last 2 years. It's been really refreshing, I think, just making content in general. You know, I kind of mentioned this earlier, but it used to be like whenever I wanted to make a YouTube video, I would think about it, and I'd think about it, and I would overthink it, and then it would take me like a month and a half just to make something, and then I just would hate it, and then I like might upload it to YouTube. You know, I've had previous YouTube channels where that was like what I did, and it was a nightmare. And I kind of just reached a point where I was like, I need to just like, I just need to calm down. I need to stop overthinking things, and I just need to casually make like just TF2 videos. And I've been able to do that. I've been able to, you know, even though I've only made like a little over 60 videos, you know, a lot of time has been put into this channel. You know, I've dumped, I mean, over 100 hours into SFM just making a lot of these thumbnails, which, you know, I mean, it adds up. 100 hours isn't a lot, but for just simply making the thumbnails, and also, you know, Photoshop, I use that as well, and all the time I've spent editing, playing the game of TF2, and like capturing footage, you know, I've sunk quite a bit of time into this channel, and I'm proud of where it is right now, you know, and it comes with like, there was a lot of times, you know, especially maybe like a year ago, you know, maybe not necessarily a year ago, but maybe like a year and a half ago, I remember that was particularly a bit rough for me. I remember because I had to like record videos like when my roommate wasn't home, And I remember I was super stressed about the whole thing, and I had like no time to actually film, and then I would work in the mornings. I'd be like, should I really be wasting time on this channel, this and that? It was a whole thing. But I'm really glad that it's a hobby that I've stuck with, and yeah, no, it's been really fun. I overall have really loved this journey I've had on YouTube so far, and I'm really excited to continue making videos, you know? I'm gonna obviously continue to make TF2 videos, but I'm also excited to, you know, branch out and try other stuff as well in the future. But yeah, that kind of just sums up sort of my thoughts on my channel, its history, and all that stuff. Now, I want to do a separate video in the future where I talk a bit about the state of TF2. One reason why I think my uploads were kind of scarce last year was just I was getting really fed up with TF2. You know, overall, it's just TF2 feels like something where it almost feels like a chore to play it sometimes, and that's not me saying like the game itself is a chore. It's just everything surrounding TF2 is a chore, you know? It's just, I don't know, it's a big mess, but I won't get into too much of it here. You know, I mentioned this would be a quick, short video, and the main purpose of this video was to talk about my channel, and I've done that, so I think I'll probably end the video off here. I hope you guys are having a good day, a good week. I hope you're having a good month. It's almost over. And I hope your start of 2026 has been fabulous. And yeah, I will hopefully see you guys all in the next episode. Like and subscribe if you want. That'd be chill. But yeah, in the meantime, I'll see you guys all later. Bye.